Gracie of Ellis Family Farms, and Tom and I are off to take a look at several of his hives, and the ones that we've had here all along, and see if there are any honey frames that we can pull today, because it's time for extracting time, even though a bunch of his hives just got here. But let's go check them out.
Gonna be my buddy? Yep, we're just here to check them bees out.
Okay, we're over here at Bill's place, and he's got a really nice place down here by the lake, and so I will show you the hives that we're going to be working on, and I will drool over his beautiful garden that he works hard at. I know he works hard at it, but still, it's nice. And this is Angus. He came to visit us in the truck just a minute ago. He's still a puppy. He's still learning how to be a guard dog. Got some wind today, so it's not going to be great for sound on the videoing, but it's awesome for the fact that it's so hot today and we're going to be in our bee suits. But this is just a little bit of an inkling of his garden in the background here. But yeah, well, and I understand he's on the just a few yards to the right here is Ulaga Lake, so this is kind of like lake bottom ground and stuff, and ours is just not. This is a pallet of hives that we brought over the other night after dark, and so we're not gonna, there's no supers on them or anything like that. I don't know if he's gonna check them or not while he's here, but what we're here for, see, there's another pallet, where'd it go, over here, and there are 3 on it, and then they've got supers on them, or they're mediums anyway. So that's what we're gonna look at today, see if we got some honey on those.
Okay, today we're going around checking hives to see if we can find some frames that are good enough capped over to do some extraction. So we're looking for frames that are either 80 or 90% capped with no brood in them. And if we have those, we're going to swap them out frame by frame, put a new frame in there. And if we can pull a whole box, we'll do that. But we're probably going to be pulling individual frames. And hopefully there'll still be a flow going on here if we get some rain. So that's what we're doing today.
This one's got some funky comb on it, so he's going to go ahead and take this one.
Okay, we pulled a few frames, I think 4 or 5 out of 3 different hives. They had a bunch of honey stored up, but it wasn't all totally capped over, so we're going to let them work on it a few more days, maybe a week, and recheck it, and maybe we'll have some more here in a week or so.
Alright, he's taking a quick peek at some of these. Is that one a dead out? Yeah. Okay, so that's unfortunate. That one's a dead out. But he was wanting to take a peek at those and see if they needed some supers pretty soon. Obviously, that one does not need it. That hive's looking decent. I'm not too close because I do not have my gear on all of a sudden already. Are you just going to take that one with you?
I think I'm going to actually put her on top of this one.
Oh, okay. All right. So what? He has the one. Oops, sorry. He's got one dead out, but he's got one that's looking decent over here. So he's just going to put the other box on top of that one and see if it gives them some room to expand. Those are feeders, and he'll have to explain that type of feeder to you before. Those are the kind of feeders that when they take them to Texas and stuff, that they work pretty good. But also, those also if you don't take them out pretty soon after the feeder's done, that's where they like to build their comb, and that's where we sometimes get our combed honey, because we have foundations on our frames, and you can't get combed honey that way unless they do something funky, and they usually don't. Alright, he needs some more frames in this box, but this is a deep box and we only brought frames for medium boxes, so he'll have to remember, and hopefully as I'm doing videos I can help him remember to get some more deep box frames to put into them, and that way they can expand as they need to.
Little 6 hives over here on bills now, and we put a super on one, another deep box, and then I've got one box that needs to be replaced because it's coming apart at the seams.
Okay. Alright, we're over here at another, this is another friend. He has the coal pits. Off in that direction is these coal pits have not been reclaimed. So it's a little bit wild over here. And these are the hives that we brought last year over here. And it looks like Tom's already got supers on most all of them. So we're going to check these hives today and see how they're looking for honey, and see what's going on with them. You can already hear the bees, and he said there's bees all over on this side. This one is decent. This is an interesting one. There's nothing on this side, and the comb is built funny on this side, and it is capped. So he's going to go ahead and take this and harvest it and see if we can get the frame fixed and get ready for them to try again. Interesting looking comb on that one. Alright, we got warm doing those. We're going to sit in the truck and cool off for just a little bit. And I'm going to have Tom explain to you about one of the boxes that he did, and so that he can explain to you a little bit better, but while we cool off a little bit.
Okay, a couple of the boxes we had over here had 2 supers on each one because they were building up pretty quick. And one of them we were able to take a little over 1 whole box of frames of honey off of it. So we took more than 9 or 10 frames of honey, and then we pulled the extra box off and just brought it back down to 1 box because the flow's kind of getting close to being over with because it's been so hot and dry. And we're just hoping that they'll go ahead and cap off what they've got left on there, and then maybe we can put another box on later when it cools off. So we just reduced one down box and then left the others the same.
Alright, we've cooled off a little bit, and we're going to try to finish this up. And the very first one he opens up over here is appearing to be a dead out. It looks like it's being robbed. So, hell, there's you some frames if you need them, huh?
Yeah.
Don't you try and get on this one. I'll pop in camera. Alright, I'm not the expert in bees, so I always learn a lot whenever we get into these hives, but I'm going to have Tom here in a minute explain to you what all happened in those hives and explain what we did with them. Shows 92 degrees outside, I believe it.
Well, on our last pallet there at the coal pits over by Spencer Creek on Oologah, we had three hives on it, and one was a dead out, and so we tore it down. And the second one we looked at had 2 deep boxes on it, and they hadn't really worked on the top box, so we got into the bottom and looked in. There was still some brood in it and kind of spotty. Then we found one decent brood frame and got to looking, and we found the queen. So there was the queen and several bees were still in it, so we decided to knock it down to a deep box and a medium, and we're going to check on it later to see if she fires up and starts doing something. We also checkerboarded the frames a little bit to give her some more room to lay, so we'll keep an eye on that one, see if it